Welcome back to another episode of El Paso's favorite podcast, The Monroe Show, hosted by Ray Zombie. Please enjoy and don't be a weenie.
Hey, dude.
What's up, man?
You know you've been in my truck many times, right?
Yes, sir.
What does it smell like when you're in there?
Like delicious cherry.
Yeah, dude, that's my signature scent, I guess you could say, right?
Oh, yeah.
Dude, everyone always says that. You know, everyone's like, oh, your truck smells like this, truck smells like that. Like, I'm already, I guess, used to it. But it's, dude, for me, I just hate having my dirty truck. You know, like, just, I hate it.
I'm the same way, man.
Yeah, I love having it, you know, just smelling like cherry all the time. But, dude, you know, I've had my truck for about a year, and lately it just hasn't been smelling like cherries at all.
Why is that, man?
I don't know. For some reason, the front seat has gotten a lot of drink spill on it, like making it look like a kid lives on it. Yeah, dude, it's weird. Good thing the homie Drew, you know, he told us about Nifty Mitts, man.
Oh, what's that?
Nifty Mitts, dude. So I sent them a DM on Instagram, and they actually responded like super quick. I got scheduled, and they hooked me up with a full detail, man.
Oh, very nice.
They were able to take out all the soda, tea, coffee, and boba tea that is seeped in the seats, man, because I just spilled some boba tea this week, actually.
Jesus.
Yeah, dude, they got down, bro. The fellas at Nifty Mitts had the best setup, hands down, dude, that I've seen, you know? And I was a detailer back in, 2010? So they had a really good setup, like, no lie. I highly recommend them from your basic car wash needs to the full detail, man. They wanted to let all the listeners know, and, you know, especially the Diaz, that if you mention that we sent you, you'll get 10% off your total price, man.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah, dude. To see their full menu, you have to go over to their website. It's nifty-mitts.com. That's nifty-mitts.com.
What is it again?
nifty-mitts.com.
All right, cool.
They also offer ceramic coatings, paint corrections, tints, and paint protection film. And the best part is that they're mobile, bro.
Oh, really? That's awesome.
Yeah, man. They pulled up to my crib this morning and got down.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, just make sure you follow them on Instagram at nifty_mitts. That's at NIFT_MITTS. Okay, that's on Instagram, y'all.
On IG?
Yeah, dude. But like I said, make sure everyone detail the cars because we need it, bro.
Yeah, man.
Clean cars.
I'm going to message him later, man.
Yes, sir.
Hi, guys. Welcome to another edition of the Monroe Show. And I want everybody to introduce themselves. This is episode 20. Let's go with this cute boy on my left here.
My name is Ray Zombie, a.k.a. the Tejano Tailgate. Was good.
What's going on is Downtown Drew. If it ain't two, it ain't Drew. Two Key Drewski.
Yes,
also, Andrew to my mom and my grandma. Dad to live in Knots.
Yes, sir. I like that.
Babe to my P.
Ándale.
Not my PP either.
Nice.
Hi, I'm Ivy.
Dude, you gotta say we got some guests and shit. Oh, no, you do it.
We have some special guests in the studio today.
Yes.
Oh, my God. Girl, introduce yourself. Your hair looks great, girl. Introduce yourself.
Oh my God, thank you so much. Hi, I'm Ivy. That's it. That's
Oh,
all.
you're good. You're good. Now keep going. Me? We also have another guest in the house. Someone that's been here recently. Say what's good.
What's good?
Say your name and shit.
What's your name?
Oh, I'm Fito.
What's your name, gangster? Where you from? I like that A here. I mean, what is it? What is it? Oh, A.
It's a brains fool.
It's because I can't see it's black and and shit.
I like your beard.
I thought it was Alabama and shit. I thought it was Alabama at first.
It's the Braves, bro. Fuck.
Are y'all sad about that or what?
What happened? Explain what happened.
They got fucking eliminated, dog, from the playoffs.
Up.
Yeah.
Like
Phillies, man.
Like they were murdered?
Yeah, bro. It was
Yes,
just very
sir.
disappointing, bro.
Very.
Them, the Yankees, fucking Padres are all out, bro.
It's because they were expected to like at least make it to the World Series, right?
Yeah.
Last year there were no expectations whatsoever, so they got hot at the right time.
Yep.
And the Phillies are this year's fucking team that got hot at the right time. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Shout out to Meat Mill, baby.
Shout out to Meek Mill. Fuck Meek Mill, bro. Fuck the Eagles, too, and shit. No, but you guys know the deal with drug story, wild party story, whatever you guys want to share. You know, bless us, but you guys can omit names if you want. Change them up. It's up to you.
Okay.
Yeah,
You
don't
want
be
to go
shy.
first? Or you want me to do mine?
Oh, it was.
It was always gonna be you, baby.
Well, it'll be you.
It'll be you. I'm just.
I feel like
tagging
mine's
along.
kind of underwhelming.
No, you're good. It's all good. Okay, Kaiga.
Well,
And
I
then
have a
after
piece
that,
of-
if he has to like jump in, it's all good. Like you can jump in. Don't be shy.
Cute. Okay, so I have a piece of glass in my back.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Like right now? Like right now? You're talking about right now?
Yeah, but like at this point, that shit's like probably like in my kidney.
What?
Yeah, okay, well,
What?
You already have not disappointed, so go ahead.
Yeah. So far, we're all intrigued.
You
So
should
far,
be in
so
the
good.
emergency room right now.
This happened in the parking lot? Oh
I don't
my
have
god.
any health insurance.
I did see broken glass in the parking lot when I drove in.
True.
So I'm a retired server turned housewife, and
Okay.
yeah, I started doing that when I was like 18, and it was like hot shit to go drink afterwards, like, you know, restaurant shit, you know, go
Yeah.
get drunk at whoever's house and whatever.
Hell yeah.
Well, there was this one server, and I'm gonna give her like a quick shout out, Jenny Yu. That bitch was crazy.
Jenny, you?
Crazy, yeah.
Like you?
Or
like
why
a
I-
She
Asian?
goes by Jenny. You already know.
Hey, where's the fucking horn? Get the fucking horn. Tight.
No, so yeah, she like always used to have like these little kickbacks after work and stuff, and everybody would go. We'd get like Twisted Teas, Four Locos, and get super like trashed or
Hell
whatever.
yeah.
And at the time, again, I'm like 18, 19. I don't know any better. And like I don't know how to drink, and I still to this day don't know how to
They never
hold
do.
my liquor. You better not be making any faces.
No, he's not. He's good.
And
He's
so-
over there fucking chilling and shit.
He's just looking cute. That's
He's
why I
looking
just
at the.
smile.
He's like examining the shit out of that microphone. I see him. He's just like chilling.
He's playing with the
Keep going,
cover.
keep going.
He has a
Tanto
thing
hamburger.
for red tips, if you know what I mean.
Oh, yeah, he does. Another one.
That's usually why I don't leave my dog around him.
El Red Rocket.
Wait, all my
No,
dogs
that's
are
Scarecrow
female,
dog.
never
That's
mind.
Scarecrow dog.
That's right.
Picture from episode 20 or episode 20 of the roast of Fito and shit.
Surprise, motherfucker.
Surprise, bitch! That's what you wanted me in here.
And you walked in right into our trap with that Mickey Mouse shirt.
Yeah, he did. Hey, all right. Don't be dick.
That's enough. That's enough. I
So
love you.
anyways.
Shout out to Jenny Yu.
Jenny Yu, yeah. She was crazy. Like she was just always down for the cause, you know? Like you think it, she's done it. Like she's just that bitch. And so she would have like these kickbacks after work. And I remember one time we had all gone, it was after a long shift, and well, obviously, like, we were drinking, we're getting fucked up, right? And we're in her living room, and it was, like, a pretty cool living room. She had, like, a small sofa and, like, another sofa, and, like, almost everyone that worked at the restaurant was there.
Oh, shit.
So everybody was taking up fucking seats and shit. So we're all, like, rotating, like, trying to just get a seat, just chill out or whatever. And she has, like, this small glass side coffee table, right? She has it just there, empty, no decor or whatever. So there's this one person sitting on it, and this particular person is hefty. Like
Nice.
they're
thick.
they're a little on the rounder side. And
Yeah.
so they were sitting on it for the longest time, right? And I'm eyeing that fucking table because I'm like, my feet hurt. I'm drunk. I need to sit, right? So I'm eyeing that table and I'm waiting for him to like fucking get up, go to the bathroom, do anything, right? So eventually they get up, leaves or whatever. So I'm like, all right, this is my chance. I seize my opportunity. I go sit on the glass table. And I didn't realize it was like a thin metal
Yeah.
frame and like glass over it. I didn't realize that homeboy was sitting on the frame part, you know, something that would support,
Support.
you know, something large. And so I'm sitting on the frame and I'm like, yeah, cool. Everyone's vibing, having a good time, fucking pumped up. So I'm like, chill. So I'm like, great. So I decide to scoop back in my seat and I get all comfy. And within moments, I have like my drink right here. It was like a Twisted Tea, and I'm sitting right here. And I was wearing like this tank top, and I'm sitting, I scoop back, and within moments, I collapse. Like I'm on the floor, right? But I don't drop my Twisted Tea. I have it like
Hell
up
yeah.
here. I have it
Champ.
here, and
That's
I'm
why
like
she's a
caught
keeper.
in the bed. Everybody stops and everybody looks, and they're like, "What the fuck was that?" Of course, it's like the young ass like little girl who can't handle her shit through the glass table, right?
Nice.
And so it kind of takes me a moment to process everything, and I'm like, well, shit, like I just fucked up this table. So like everybody helps me up. And I'm like in a lot of pain. I'm like bruised, but like mainly my ego kind of hurts. So I'm like so fucking embarrassed. I'm trying to hang with like the cool kids, and I just broke this bitch's table, you know? So
Broke this bitch's table. Nice.
So one of my friends, Mikey, like helps me up or whatever. So I get up and I'm like getting situated, and I'm pulling pieces of glass out of my arm, out of, you know, like
Just
my
shards of
shirt and
glass.
stuff. Like
Shit.
I'm a little fucking preoccupied, and understandably, like she was we're cool now, but
Yeah.
understandably at the moment she was like upset. And my friend Mikey had gone to like the closet to go pick up the glass, right? Because there's a shit ton of people there. We're just trying to get the thing out. And I'm pulling shards of glass out of my fucking arms.
Oh, hell no.
And this girl's like, wow, you didn't even go clean it up. He's cleaning it up for you. I'm like, girl, I didn't ask him to. Like, don't you see? Like, I'm a little busy. We got like 3 people over here trying to situate, make sure I don't have like, you know,
were you
like
bleeding?
Yeah, that's what I'm
hepatitis.
saying. A lot of blood.
No,
Was-
I was
was
just
it-
like Like I had like little pieces, kind of like
They were like stuck in your skin, like
yeah, like small little like piece, like individual, you know. So it wasn't like a
big
lot.
shards.
Yeah.
and then you pull one out and you just start bleeding. You're
They
like,
were
oh,
shards?
shit, we put this shit back in there right
Oh hell no.
So yeah, so anyways, he
Do you have
cleans
a
up the
sink
table
somewhere?
and I'm like, wow, dude, I'm like, I'm so fucking sorry for that. Like I'm so sorry, like blah blah. I extend my apologies and I'm almost fucking certain that I offered to pay for this shit or whatever.
Oh shit.
And yeah, so eventually like I just left. I was like, that was it. That was the end of the night for me. I go home, whatever. The next day I come back, I go to work. And it's the talk of the town, right? Because fucking restaurant people don't have any lives. And yes, I'm talking to you.
Oh
And
shit.
so-
But maybe not Jenny.
Yeah, not
No,
just Jenny.
not Jenny. Never Jenny. So yeah.
Jenny, what's up?
And like the next day, everybody was talking about it. They're like, "Oh my god, like you're so crazy," and she's so pissed because you didn't even offer to pay for the table. I'm like, I'm almost fucking certain that was like in my apology, but I'm like, all right, whatever, like cool. And I go up to her and I'm like, hey girl, like I go up to the alley. I'm like, hey, like I'm so sorry. Like how much do you want for that table? She's like, no, don't even worry about it, and because she's just like chill like that.
The girl that was like pissed.
Jenny, yeah. But I'm telling you, like everybody like took something and fucking ran with that shit. And so she's like, nah, like you're cool, whatever.
lame.
And so yeah, so I was like, okay, move on. That's that. And the only like real injury that I had was like this little gash in my back here, like where my little yoga pant line is.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, that fucking sucks. Like it just looks so gross. And I'm super queasy. I hate blood. I hate everything. And I'm what's that thing where like you think everything's wrong with you?
hypochondriac.
Yeah, that. Fetal thinks that I'm that.
Hypochondriac.
Yeah.
He thinks or I don't know.
I forgot I was
Yeah.
holding the microphone.
Get a hold of this. Yeah, you're good, bro. You're good. I heard you.
So
It didn't really.
he's like, this is the first time I'm hearing the story too. And so yeah, so I just didn't want to look at it. I just put like a Band-Aid, clean it with like some peroxide, moved on, went on with my days, and eventually that thing turned into a scar. So I was like, okay, cool. And after a while, when I would pull my pants up, I would feel like a hard bump, but not like one of those thick scars.
Yeah.
It felt like an object. And so I was like, that's so weird. Like, I wonder what that is or whatever. And eventually I would like play with it where I would like squeeze it together and kind of get into like one place. And that thing was moving. So I knew it wasn't a scar or skin or anything. Like there was something in there. And I know it wasn't like a metal frame, but I'm almost certain that it's a piece of glass. And I mean, by the time like I noticed it, I'm also not gonna, I don't have health insurance. I'm not gonna go to an ER and be like, hey, I have glass in my back. Can you cut me up? Like, can you, for like something super small? And yeah,
How big is it?
well, like I'll show you later. It's like right here. You can probably see it.
Oh yeah.
It's like a little,
Wait,
maybe
what?
smaller
It
than
looks
that.
like a burn. It looks
I'll
like a
show you
burn.
Oh,
later.
my bad.
I don't want to see like.
And
like
the
this?
scars like even like sucked in at this point. And up
shit.
to like a few months ago
Come over
since
here.
I'll show you right now.
Oh, wait,
I'm doing that little middle school shit.
middle school shit
Come
where you
here, come here.
I can't see because of
Oh, you come here.
Ray's giant head over here.
Dick, wait.
I just
Nah,
kidding.
it's good. That's all good.
giant.
We'll see right now.
My bad.
So yeah, no, you're good. So it like the scars like sucked in at this point, and up until a few months ago, like I could feel it, and I would still like play with it every now and then, because again, like fetal thinks that I'm like a
I don't know,
hypochondriac or whatever.
but it-
So like,
I'd hate to put some more fear into your head, but what if you're bleeding internally? It's like a
I don't
slow.
know.
Internally
Honestly,
with
I don't want to
their
think about that.
With your,
With your organs, isn't it?
she has
Well, what
an organ back there, bro.
I mean,
it's
it
her
happened
kidney.
like 5 years ago.
Where's the
But-
kidney?
So I feel like I think
Back
your
there
kidney's
somewhere.
like on the left side. The scar's on the right side.
You have two kidneys. There's one on your right and left.
Yeah.
Damn it, Drew. Now
one on your ass and
Now I'm gonna start stressing about it. I'm gonna be
It's-
throwing up
so-
IBS glass. Throwing up shit from out of stress and shit.
So it's still there, like in the same spot.
No, well, like that's not what I was
Oh,
saying.
my
Like a
bad,
few
keep
months ago,
going.
like I'm someone like at night, like when I feel like something's wrong with me, like I'll
No,
keep messing with it, and like I'll stay up till like 2.
I don't
3
know
in the
how you
morning,
haven't
like,
dug
thinking
that
about
shit
it.
out already. Because I would
No,
be
well,
like,
because it's already like
looking
a
at it all
close
the time.
scar. Like it's skin. It's been 5 years. You know,
Oh,
like
fuck.
that thing's already.
I know a friend that
regenerated.
has a scalpel.
Absolutely not.
Oh, fuck, dude, that's fucking
Never in my I like to carry like a little battle scar. Like that's my little reminder to
shit.
never drink ever again in my life. So
Well, see, what will happen is like you'll drink and get a little numb and get like a little fucking courage and shit, and
liquid courage and just,
Fuck that.
I would
Gauge
just
it
like
out.
just a little slice, a little sliver.
yeah. Well, I can't feel it in that spot anymore.
So
So
you
I don't know
think
where
it
it is.
might have moved?
Or maybe like it dissolved. Maybe I don't know.
Does glass
It's
dissolve
gone.
when inside the body?
Let's look it
There's
up.
got to be like acids or like bloods or something. I don't know.
Just tissue. I'm
Does
surprised. Well, it's got to be
glass-
constantly like if it's not obviously in your major organ, it's got to be like scratching like your tissue or that surrounds.
Maybe
the
it was
glass.
tissue.
Maybe.
Maybe it's tissue. that got like kind of.
It's already
Like
you know what I
hanging
got
on by a thread and it just kind of like
and then they
moves
kinda
around on your
start
back.
over.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
stuff.
So it's just like
maybe, yeah.
it's
All right,
inside
so-
the
Yeah,
tissue.
it could be that.
Maybe.
I just googled it real quick and it says sharp objects can become stuck and lead to a puncture in the digestive tract. My bad. Small pieces of glass generally pass without any symptoms though. So it
But
just,
that's if
I guess
you-
it
So,
just
like-
depends on how big it is.
Well, that,
Past
but
where?
you're talking about like
I'm,
tiny.
I'm thinking that's if you swallow.
No,
it,
that's
though.
if you
I
eat
know. I'm
it.
like,
right?
did I poop it out?
Okay.
No,
let me
no,
see.
that's if you consume it.
Let's see. Stepping on glass. Fucking WebMD. I don't trust
Falling on a glass table at Jessica Yu's house.
Jenny, you.
Oh,
Jenny, you
That's my bad. Jake.
causes symptoms.
Yeah, and we actually.
Mesothelioma.
No, let her finish the story while I look this
Okay.
up.
Oh well, that was pretty much it, and we moved on. I eventually stopped drinking, maybe like a year after that.
Oh wow.
And Jenny and I started working at another restaurant after that. And again, she was crazy. She was cool. That's my girl. But yeah, and that's it. And
She had another party where there were no glass tables in any
Actually,
in
no.
the
She
vicinity.
had several parties, and if
Oh,
I were to
shit.
guess, maybe like a party after every shift, and I never attended one of them after that.
Oh,
At the
shit.
new restaurant, I never attended one.
So look, check this out. This article says it. This is only if you step on it. It says it can lead to nerve damage, especially if it goes deep enough on your foot. But in another one says infection, tetanus, and other infections like cellulitis, I guess, cellulitis.
Cellulite?
No, and MRSA can
No,
happen
no,
if you don't properly clean a glass splinter. In severe cases, you may need a foot amputation. So I mean,
That's how you say it.
MRSA.
That's a
MRSA.
foot.
MRSA,
That's a foot.
MRSA.
MRSA, yeah.
How do you say it?
MRSA.
MRSA,
Yeah. It's just like an acronym.
MRSA.
Yeah.
Like AIDS and
I
shit.
got the big brain on
He went to
Fito,
college.
bro.
Damn,
Either you
dog.
watch Grey's Anatomy or Scrubs.
Or he went to community.
No,
2
but
years
I,
in
got-
EPCC.
I gotta do some bloodborne shit for what I do.
He was
Dr. House?
he was gonna be a nurse and shit at EPCC.
Aw, you should
Oh,
have been a
shit.
nurse. That'd have been so cute.
Right?
You little
All tatted up
scrubs.
and shit. All cute. I would have taken him lunch and shit daily.
Like, damn, girl, you think it's fuck? Let me get you some lunch.
Damn, it is a fucking roast of me, huh, motherfucker?
No, you're good, you're good.
I'm not even saying shit.
So, like,
I know,
you didn't
I'm
feel
sorry,
it
I'm
after, like,
sorry,
it doesn't
I'm sorry.
hurt or anything?
I love you, Vita. I love you.
Not really. Like maybe like a year or two. Like I would feel like pain and like discomfort like when I would touch it.
Yeah.
So I just stopped touching it,
Oh,
and
shit.
that's it.
How long did it
that's the
take for
story.
that, like, a normal heal just to, like, heal up, I mean?
Honestly, I couldn't remember, but yeah, I would say maybe like a normal scar. I don't know, like 3 months. But yeah, it was like a chonky one at first.
I have a similar story
Like
after the
a
Chihuahuas.
fat
This fool was
one.
there and a boy Rod. We were there and
I know I've heard this story.
I fucked myself up, but I think that's a good story for another day and shit. I'll show you my scar, but I fucked myself up on a bike.
First
Let's just
of
say
all-
that.
if we're on this topic,
First of all,
y'all want to see? Y'all want to touch the pellet in my head?
What?
I have a pellet, like you know the little BB.
Yeah,
Is
the
it right
pellet
there?
gun.
It's a pellet.
I bet
Is it
shows.
right there on your eyebrow and shit?
Which head are we talking about?
Bitch, that's a mole.
this was getting him back. Hell yeah. Shots fired.
I'm not saying anything. To you.
Oh, dog, that feels fucking
I used
nasty.
to play with fucking pellet guns when I was a kid.
I don't know you had hair.
Oh,
Wait,
bro.
was it a direct hit or like a ricochet? Shit?
No, it was a fucking headshot, bro. He put the
Get talking to the mic,
he
dog.
put the pellet gun
Who?
to my head. Fucking, I'm not gonna drop.
Your homie?
I ain't no snitch, homie.
Oh, okay. No,
Remember,
was
this
it
motherfucker's from the north side.
was it like a homie or like a
Yeah,
cousin?
It was a friend. It was a friend.
How old are you?
Like,
Yeah, he's
Put your headphones on
12 or
so
13.
you can hear me.
12 or 13.
last
Oh,
year?
shit. Did you cry?
On the way
last
over
year.
here.
Did you cry or not?
I didn't cry. It hurt like hell though.
Did it really?
Yeah.
Did you think you were gonna die?
No. It was a pellet. It's not
I
a
don't know,
rock.
bitch.
not a
It's
rock.
like point blank. I mean, it could have penetrated your little skull.
was-
and
it
shit.
was point
Why
blank.
didn't you get it removed?
That's what he said.
Huh? Because we were scared that our parents were gonna get mad at us for playing like that.
Yeah.
So your
So
grandma would have been like
Yeah,
getting the
just
tweezers.
like-
Oh,
and
okay.
your mom
See, so
is-
we're fine.
Yeah, we're fine.
We're good,
fine.
right?
But mine was actually made of lead, so I'm pretty sure that's what contributes to my fucking eccentric behavior.
oh, shit, dog, that's fucking crazy.
I used to be normal before that.
I love
I don't know.
it.
I don't know you had a gunshot in your head like that.
Yeah, man.
Aye,
I'm the one that's been shot.
Pinche get. Fuck. All these words are fucking with me. My bad.
Damn, you could have survived the Civil War, dog.
Damn, dog. So now, did you had a story too, right, Fito? You were gonna share something with us?
You want to share
Oh
something?
no, I didn't have shit.
I thought you did.
So many
I thought you guys had
Yeah,
like a story that you guys were gonna say together. No,
Well,
I thought you
Oh,
were.
I heard it
We're
well.
gonna
I heard it
say-
well. I heard it well.
if we're gonna say a together one,
Ooh.
Well, it's
I'll
because
give you, like,
right
a-
now when we said that he said, "Oh," and then we're like, "Oh shit," and you're like, "Oh, go
are
first."
you gonna say one?
So that's what I was
You have like
assuming.
100. You lived like a life before me.
Oh shit! Pinche viejillo. Pinche viejillo.
Hey,
Should've
that wasn't me,
got
bitch. That wasn't me. Don't
Retirement
retaliate at me. Don't retaliate towards me. I didn't say it.
Oh, I didn't have one though.
You guys have a joint one, dude. I know you.
Well,
do.
when we met, I'm gonna give like a quick brief one.
How I
just
Met Your
'cause-
Mother type shit. Let's go.
Yeah, sorry. It's just gonna be like a quick one, just because this was
Yeah,
like
yeah,
a
good.
3-day period. So if had met this guy, like, I served him at a restaurant, right? He was that fucking guy that walked in 15 minutes
shit.
before close.
What an asshole, bro.
And I lost a bet. This was the same restaurant that I got the piece of glass in my back. It was probably like the night that I got the piece of glass in my back.
Probably. That explains a lot.
And so yeah, we met and we had never talked. I got like his Instagram because I wanted to get tatted and shit. And a year after that, I shot my shot. And he was like, oh, yeah, like, let's go to a bar. Let's go drink, whatever, right? He told me that, like, on a Friday. And the whole weekend had passed, and he didn't confirm. So I was like, I'm not going to go with you. Like, oh, he told me to go on Monday. So I was like, I'm not going to fucking go. And so, like, Monday comes around, and, like, an hour before, he's like, yo, you coming? And I'm like, fuck no. And I was putting my shoes on, getting ready to go.
Yeah.
And
How did he spell coming?
First of all, yeah.
So I go, right? And it was, like, at that, like, our local place that will not be named.
Yeah. I know
but it's
where,
right there
but
at 5 Points, yeah.
Yeah.
And so I probably
I know where.
I probably met you that night. I met like everybody that
told
night.
us
It's a good
last time,
place.
Doug.
It's a good place.
She told us last time off air and shit.
Yeah. And so we did that or whatever. And I mean, we're just like homies and whatever. And like within the first 5 minutes, I was like, I am never gonna hang out with this motherfucker ever again.
That's
like,
what I said too.
dude,
That's
he's
what I said
so mean, so rude, so mean. Anyways. So
I wish I
got
could have said that, but
absolutely-
that was a long time ago in 5th grade.
Yeah. We got absolutely like obliterated that night, right? And we're supposed to be like hanging out, chilling and whatever. And this guy invites his ex-girlfriend there and her brother, who he's trying to set me up with the whole time. And he's like, this guy's such a good guy, man. He's going to be in the police academy, man. Look at this guy. Look at his little rose tattoo on his forearm. And the whole time I'm like, why am I here? Like, this is the worst thing in my life, right? And so eventually she leaves and we keep drinking, whatever. And we go to a food truck right there, like on the corner where like there's like a mechanic place or whatever. And we're there and he's like, we're cool. And he buys me food or whatever. And he turns and he looks at me and he's like, you know what? You'd be so pretty if you didn't have that thing between your teeth.
El güey.
Because I have a gap between my teeth.
Fucking asshole, bro. What a fucking dick. Why do you fucking hang out with this guy? I don't even like him anymore. What a fucking asshole, bro.
Yeah, so anyways, after that, I was like,
You
wow.
shallow
Just,
motherfucker.
yeah, just pay for my machitos and like move on, whatever.
Damn.
So,
I feel like this whole night was a test. It was a true testament to test your love.
to see,
Yeah,
how,
To see-
I'm gonna agree with that.
No,
'cause-
I feel like it was.
I feel like it was.
So let me ask you this then. Why did you have to shoot your shot? Like, why didn't you shoot his?
well, it was kind of this is the short story, but the long story is that he had shown up that night with his ex-business partner,
Okay.
who was insane and kind of creepy. And he had followed me on Instagram too, and so it was like whatever. And this guy was writing me love poems and DMs and all this stuff. This man was stalking me at the Gap while I was Christmas shopping, and he like DM'd me. He's like, I was gonna invite you to a pretzel, but pretty girls are jerky. And this was a grown ass man. I was a year older than his daughter.
Oh my God.
And so this whole time, I'm like, well, I was kind of trying to flirt with Fito, like through Instagram or whatever. And this guy's telling Fito, like, oh, Ivy, get it pedo, get it. Like, we have a thing. So Fito's like, well, fuck, like, that's my business partner, whatever. So I was getting like cock blocked for a year.
Oh,
so that's
shit.
why I had to like shoot my shot. And I instantly regretted it that night. So, you know, I really wish I hadn't. I really wish I hadn't.
I think he puts on a facade. He puts on a facade because he's got a sweetheart. Because I'm the only one that had a very positive night. I'm like meeting Fito. we like hit it off immediately. Like fucking. Remember we were going to Juarez in that fucking van.
Listening to some fucking Juan
There was
Gabriel.
a time you showed me your stomach and shit.
But we didn't fucking. It was nothing mean. It was just fucking. We're just laughing the whole time.
Well, yeah, fucking around.
Yeah, we had a good time. It was-
Yeah,
it wasn't
maybe
no
it's
animosity
the
or-
colored eyes. He thought you were so pretty, prettier than me.
I'm pretty sure that's what it
Oh,
was.
Yeah.
he gave you compliments and shit.
Yeah,
He
that's
gave me a little
more
kiss
than I
on the
got.
lips.
That's way more than I got.
Listening to Tia Juanga on the way over there and shit.
Fuck yeah.
So yeah, I go home that night and I'm like, wow, I'm never gonna talk to this guy like ever again. And then the next day he's like, yo, you coming? And I'm like, yeah, I'm on my way. And so I go and I meet up with this guy, and the second night's pretty cool. It's like whatever. And we hang out. I'm like, okay, I could be friends with this guy. Like, that's it. Like, I could be friends. It's no problem. Like, he's pretty cool, whatever. So that night was like cool, no complaints. Bar hopping again, fucked up, go home, right? Day 3 comes. And
I thought it was the story was ending at day 1.
And she 3-day bender and shit.
yeah, no, literally.
I love
The
good
Southside
3 days.
special and shit.
I can no longer do those 3-day ones.
And that's why we don't drink at all anymore. And so we, the third day, like we go, and again, like everything's cool. And I'm like, wow, like this guy's so cool. And I had even gone earlier that day. He was getting tattooed at the shop he was working at across the street.
Yeah.
And I even showed up. It was like super cool, like whatever. And we go to the bar after. We start having drinks. I'm like, yeah, he's cool, whatever. This man starts making out with a grandma next to me. Yes.
This one made out with a grandma?
Next to me. Yeah.
Oh, damn. Hey, you do know that this is all going to YouTube and everywhere, right? Because you're dropping like dimes after dimes and shit. You should be a banker and shit, dropping dimes and shit.
Been waiting for
going to have to do a lot of editing, which he doesn't want to do.
God damn, bro.
Was she fine?
Huh?
Was she hot?
Not really. She
Was
had
she-
like these Jeffrey Dahmer glasses, and she didn't look.
Well, she was a grandma to you, but I mean,
hot.
you're
Well, no,
kind of
she
young.
looked-
Like, I don't
She gave me that earlier that night. It was like her and like some other like, girl,
old ass
And,
lady.
Yeah, they were like
Another
Hey,
golden
Golden
girl.
Girls. They're fucking 28 and
You
shit.
strike me for
they were like hovering
Blanche.
around us. They were hovering around us, and so like they were talking, and this girl was like fucked up, and she's like, "Oh my god, like I'm a grandma, like I'm so." I think she was like maybe like 56. I don't know how old she was.
Literally a grandma.
But
So,
she was, like-
okay, so she's in El Paso. She said she's a grandma. She's probably 34? 34?
Yeah, I was about to say. I was about to make a
17%.
She was
joke
like, I'm
about
a grandma
this.
of 7. I have 2
Wait,
daughters. And so,
good.
yeah, she gave me her entire life story. She was there with this girl, whatever.
Was that? Did you hear that?
It was me.
Oh, it sounded like a door. I was like, what the fuck was that, bro? Oh, okay.
It was one of those two.
Eres tú, Jesús?
Dog, you guys scared
I'm sorry,
me. Shit.
wait.
My bad.
So
We all have
then-
ADD. I'm sorry.
Jesus Christ, let me finish the story.
No more interruptions. I'm gonna
fucking story, bitch.
turn everybody's mics off.
So then, no, don't do that.
Oh, no, I'm just kidding.
Okay, so then she gives me like her whole life story, and I'm like, okay, cool. I leave to the bathroom, I come back, and Fito's like talking about big game, like a big game with her. So I'm like, okay, that's cool, whatever. And I'm there like drinking this Dos Equis that I don't like, but again, I'm like, fuck, I'm trying to hang with Fito and stuff. And so after a while, he starts making out with this girl, and I shit you not, he was like as close as he is to me right now.
Yeah.
I have this on my Snapchat memories where I'm recording and I'm like drinking a Dos Equis and I pan and Fito's like full tonguing down this granny.
Can I see that video?
Yeah, can you show us?
Absolutely.
Show us that shit. Send
It'll
it to
be
us.
attached on the YouTube, Instagram. Look out for it. I'm just kidding.
Ooh, shit.
And so,
That's a good idea.
and so yeah, and he starts making out with her, and I'm like, oh, at least he's getting some, like, whatever, like, it's a joke, and we move on. And she leaves, and we leave, and we start going to, like, down the street to, like, the other bars and stuff. And we go to, like, one bar, and we kind of weren't feeling it. I'm like, yo, like, this is it. Like, this is my time to go. So we're about to leave, and he, like, walks me over to, like, my car and stuff, and he's, like, about to say bye. And we had never, like, hugged or anything. Like, I just, like, it wasn't like that when we met. And so
Did you dap him up and shit?
no, like that's what we would do. We'd be like, "Oh, what's up, dude?" Like whatever.
So, good
What's
night,
up,
babe.
dog?
That's
Yeah.
your shit,
What's
chill.
good, man?
So
Hey, bitch.
Damn it.
Dog.
More work for
I know, I'm sorry. God damn it.
so then,
Bitch. I'm gonna leave it so he can get fucking canceled this shit.
fuck yeah.
So I can get fired. Yeah.
And
We all will.
I'm like
together.
standing there, and he's like, we're about to say bye or whatever, and I'm about to leave, and he's gonna like give me a hug, and I just like see him, and I'm seeing like doubles, right? And I'm like, 1 second, and I turn, I throw up all over the side of my car, all over
Like,
my brand new
like,
Vans.
On your car?
Yeah, like on my car.
Those projectile and shit.
No,
Big
and
seamstresses.
like completely. That thing was hauling. And so I completely threw up all over, right? And this is the exact position I'm in. I'm like this. Fito grabs my face and puts me up, full on makes out with me.
Oh my god, dude, that's hot.
Chunks
Do it
and
right now.
all.
Do it right now. Throw up
Yeah.
and make out right now. That's hot, bro. That's hot. Bravo, sir. Bravo to
bro.
you.
Yeah.
Bravo to you, Fito.
No, he's a warrior.
Did he
He's a
at
trooper.
least,
He's a
no,
trooper.
no gum, just straight raw dogged it or what?
No, straight raw dog, and he
How I
even cleaned
roll
out my
dog.
cheeks for me and stuff. He like licked it out and everything.
Oh
Cleaned out
my
and
God.
everything.
Ándale.
It was nice and clean.
After that,
yeah.
I was like,
Wait, so you made out with that? Wait, so you made out with that old lady and her that same night?
yeah.
That's
My
hot,
bad.
dog. Hey, high five from far. High five.
dude,
Hey,
fuck
you
yeah,
Give me a
bro.
high five.
Hey, you were
You're a
one.
legend, bro.
You
You're
were
a
one
legend.
short of a hat trick. or unless there's more to the story.
Do you remember
know.
that? Drew,
To be
remember that one
continued.
time that Fito was like, "I'm not a bitch magnet." Clearly, he is. Clearly,
An old bitch magnet.
Yeah.
when did he ever say that?
That's what I
Never heard
that's
He
what I
likes
was.
to keep his ages vary. They're either super old or super young. No, there's
I
no
don't leave
between.
my dog around Fito or my grandma.
I'm sorry, babe. You wanted to be on here.
Oh my god, bro. Oh, bravo, bro. Bravo. Bravo. Oh shit.
I was supposed to be sitting on the fucking
I
couch.
gotta go.
man.
Holding his leg.
Mic drop.
Oh shit. Hey, honestly, I think the video's about to be done, bro. This shit just gave me a notification that they had stopped recording. Like, fuck.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, we're gonna have to do straight audio. Hey, we're good. We're good. Keep going. Keep going.
Awesome, bro. That was a perfect time to end it.
Dog, fuck. Honestly,
So he made out with me or whatever,
No, keep
and
going.
I go home and it was super awkward. We didn't talk for a week, and eventually he like replied to one of my Snapchat stories with heart eyes, and I was like, oh well, shit, I guess this is a thing now. And so we hung out nonstop every day after that at those bars. Every single day we were there.
shout out to the hard eyes and shit.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
Shout out to 5 points.
5 points.
Shout out
Hell
to
yeah.
Vomit.
Shout out to Jazzy. Shout out to Jazzy.
Was this before pandemic?
Jazz?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, this was like about a year and a half
Jazzy?
before the pandemic.
Oh, okay.
And so we hung out every day straight for like 4 months, and then like we've been hanging out every day.
And you guys
since
made
then.
it out of the pandemic. Cheers.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers
That
to.
was awesome.
Oh, I can't cheers with
But
water.
yeah,
So my bad. I
think,
can't cheers with
that's
water.
like the only
My bad. My bad.
drunk stories that we have, because
That's
after
dope.
that, absolutely we were done. Like after that, no more.
What do you need?
But yeah.
Talk on the mic, dog.
Yeah, there's no more camera. There's no more camera.
Oh yeah, there's no more camera, but there's still audio and shit.
So audio.
Oh, I just wanted a beer.
Oh yeah,
I got you,
Get him
dog.
a beer, dog.
Don't tell me, baby. Were you trying to tell me?
This was
whole
fucking
time?
sign languaging.
I thought he was trying to hold my hand. Like,
Oh fuck, bro. Keep
No
keep
shit.
drawing away
I was like, I'm gonna get
Nah, you're
closer
good.
to you, bro.
Damn, dog.
I really thought Milo had him. That's why I was asking him.
No, they're over there and shit. I legit didn't know that you guys have been together like as long as you have.
Yeah.
Like I legit didn't know that. I thought maybe 2 years at most.
No, we're going on
It just,
4.
I
years?
guess.
Hell yeah.
Well, it'll be 4 in April, but I like saying going on 4 because it
that's
makes
good.
it sound longer.
I feel like everyone's
Oh,
still stuck in that pre-pandemic time
Yes,
frame.
dude,
You know what I mean? I
yes.
feel like
It was
we're
almost
just
3
there,
years
you know what I
ago,
mean?
dude.
That's
that it
fucking
started.
wild, dude.
We're closer to 3 years than we were 2 years to the
Yeah.
pandemic, dude. That's crazy.
It's true. And I
Like
think I
hugging
told
his leg,
Fito this
trying to
before.
repent
Like,
his story.
I like the person that he's become because you've entered his
Yeah,
life.
yeah,
I think I mentioned that the last
Yeah,
time.
the last episode.
So no more roasting Fito.
Well,
You
we
know
haven't-
what?
We haven't roasted him in a while.
Let's make out right now.
It's been a while.
I haven't roasted him in a
The
while.
four
You
of us.
fucking
I
dick.
did something sweet. I remember, I think before y'all met, Vito was like, dude, I just really want to meet someone.
No, he had given up on love, bro.
Yeah, he given up on
given
love.
up on
'Cause he
love,
was
bro.
starting
He was ready for guys.
Yeah,
He was ready for guys. He was ready to dip his toe and shit.
Oh,
Dip his
we're
dick.
going back to that. We're going back to that.
No,
So back to
This
roasting.
close of coming out.
No, but
just kidding,
real
no.
talk, real talk,
No, real talk.
Again,
Right,
I
right.
was
Remember
just supposed to be on the fucking couch. I wasn't even supposed to be here.
Remember
This
when
is
you
about
were
you, babe. This
Remember
is
you were
about
going
you.
to Spain, bitch? Was it
About
Spain?
us.
Was it Spain? Or were you going somewhere?
I was supposed to go to Spain.
Yeah. Did
but-
you already know her in Spain? No, right?
No.
No, yeah. When you're going to Spain, you're like,
Wrong, bitch.
no. This is what
No,
he
he
said.
really
He's like-
didn't have
He was
them.
like, I want to. I told him because I was like, dude, that's badass. You're going to Spain. You're going to Europe. He's like, I don't know if I want to go because I'm not going to go with anybody. I want to spend my life with somebody. I was like, oh, then when he met you,
Nah,
it
just
turned out
kidding.
nice. It turned out nice. So
Yeah.
That's cute. That's
yeah, it was
cute.
cute. So
We'll go to Spain in like 2 years to get like tattooed and stuff, but yeah. Yay.
What are your guys' bucket list trips? Let's ask you that. Do you guys have any?
You guys have already traveled.
Besides
traveled a
One
good
of them for
amount.
sure
Well-
is Spain.
Well, you guys have traveled well in the U.S., but I'm talking like outside the U.S. because I mean the U.S. is big, but I mean
International.
Internationally, I'm
Well,
talking.
there's 2 places we want to go for sure. One of them would be Spain, and the other one is Tulum in Mexico.
Get closer,
I
Doug.
thought that shit was too loud.
Oh, you're good. Get close because when I record,
The volume's probably too loud.
no, like it sounds louder because of the headphones, but when I'm editing, I can't hear you guys and shit. Because everyone's scared because of
I really thought I could hear.
talking to
I
the
would-
motherfucking mic.
I would hear myself like really loud.
Nobody can
That's
see me, so I can
Just lower it.
Oh, but like for sure, there's 2 of them, which was like Spain that we want to do that because
Yeah.
two of our favorite tattoo artists live there.
Yeah.
So we want to go there, and then another one is Tulum in Mexico. That shit's
Yeah,
just
for
It's gonna be dope.
For sure.
Let me know when you guys go.
Have
We
you-
can-
have you
we
been?
can-
Yeah,
we
Have
can
you
put
been?
It's like a little
somewhere
group
close.
thing.
Have you
Somewhere
been?
close.
I would like to do that.
Where?
Have you been?
To I've never been outside of Chihuahua, Mexico. Like I've only been I've only been to Juarez and Ojinaga. That's it.
Oh,
What was the second one?
Ojinaga.
You've been to Okinawa?
No,
The second one, but in
Ojinaga.
English, please.
Ojinaga, huh?
Wait, it's because we're talking over each other. Hold up. Wait, say it again. Okinawa?
No, Ojinaga.
Ojinaga? Where's that?
Isn't it Ojinagua?
In Chihuahua?
Chihuahua. No, it's Ojinaga.
Ojinaga or Ojinagua?
No, Ojinaga.
No, I'm
saying.
No W or U or whatever that is.
Don't forget
So-
to put the hawk in it.
So that's like a little village or like a city
It's
or
a
what?
town. It's a border town too. It's next to Presidio, I want to say.
A lot of these smaller cities have evolved a little.
Have you guys
They've modernized a
No,
little.
I was gonna ask. What was I gonna ask?
When are we gonna transition to Spooky?
I know.
Oh yeah, get into that. Get
yeah,
into that. But
alright.
hold up, I was gonna ask you something. Hold up.
Una pinche mentira.
I can't ask a
Just
lie.
full of
Way.
them.
I was gonna ask you something. Like, just get into your story. My bad. While I think of this.
Yo.
No. Let's wait for Ray to remember.
It's because I have like a couple. I have to go like chronologically because it's like just.
It's a timetable.
Yeah, do your thing.
Yeah.
Okay. So we're gonna introduce. All right. Ivy's gonna tell some spooky shit that went down.
Time the fuck out.
Because we technically are recording in October. So for the record, we're still in October. So
we're always
I'm wearing my Goosebumps shirt if you can't see it.
Dude, can we do a timeout so I can go pee pee?
And we're back.
Bitch, is that the clapper and shit?
And we're back.
All right. You were gonna tell the what story was it? You're spooky, right? Because we were saying that we're still in October. We're technically, still in the spooky season. We're still trying to get on that. And even if it's not October, we're still going to talk about it. So I heard that you had some good stuff for us.
Well, I have like a few. Like do
your chronological order. It's all good.
I'll do chronologically.
Yeah, go for it.
But yeah. Disclaimer, I'm just going to remember these to like the best of my ability. Like I remember one, like the back of my hand, and the rest are kind of like in and out kind of stuff.
That's how the Bible was written. Yeah.
Oh,
True.
Absolutely.
So make sure you tell us like a time frame so we know, what we're looking at. Paint the picture.
Okay, well it starts like before I was born or whatever. So yeah. So my dad had this house, and it's like in the Northeast, right? We're from the Northeast.
No, baby, that up top. I'm sorry.
So then,
You got some solidarity with my life.
I'm the only Northeast.
Yeah, I left that shit back there. I'm a South Central type of girly now,
Yeah.
So anyways, my dad had this house, right? And there was always like just weird like stuff going on there. And my mom was pregnant with me, and she was like maybe like 7 months along, right? And the way my dad's house is that when you walk in, it's like an entrance. To the right is the kitchen, and then there's like 3 bedrooms, and then the living room.
All one story?
Yes.
Okay.
The living room to like the far right, and then if you go like when you go into the entrance, if you go to the left, it's my dad's like master bedroom. You go and there's like a place he made like a laundry room with a chimney.
Okay.
And then there's like a skylight in there. And then back here is like this. My dad has like this weird thing. He just has a shit ton of birds. So he has this bird room. Yeah, like really pretty tropical birds. So if you guys want birds, hit up my dad.
Shit.
Yeah.
Oh, look at the pelican.
I love very nice. I love animals. Very nice birds.
So it meets like the bird room meets like back here in the middle. So if you're in the kitchen, you can see through the entrance to my dad's room. If you're in the living room, you can see through the bird room to the laundry room, right? So my mom would do like laundry or whatever. She would be like in the master bedroom sitting on the corner of the bed. And if you're there, you can see through to the laundry room as well. And she said that when she was pregnant, she would see like this little girl dressed in all white with like curly pigtails, like just all white. And she'd be like just in there, like doing whatever, like just fucking around.
In the laundry room?
Yeah. Okay. Just like, I don't know, probably playing with like the dryer sheets and whatnot. And so,
they had dryer sheets back then? Wait, you're pretty young.
I looked at you, I was like,
fucking 2000.
I retract my fucking comment.
I'm very young.
Cut that.
And so where was I? Okay.
Dryer sheets.
The little girl.
The little girl was like, and she would do that. She would like dance in the skylight. She would play in the skylight. She would do whatever. And because of the skylight, my mom said that she looked like she was so pale and so white that she could see the veins on her face, Oh shit. And just like a disclaimer, like you guys, like my mom has kind of like just a lot of like supernatural things. And there's even like they say that she was like possessed when she was a kid.
Hell no.
Yeah, my bitch ass cousins have like they say that she was either a witch or she was possessed. She collected knives. I don't know.
Oh, what the hell? We always have the daughters of these girls on.
It's because she does like this. Yeah, and you'll meet her in like 6 to 8 months at the wedding. So and she does like this weird thing with her eye that kind of sells their story a little bit. I just don't like talking about it because I don't like thinking about that.
No, you're good. You're good.
The eye trick is not that creepy though.
It's very unsettling. Really I love you, Mom, but it's very unsettling. And so anyway, so she would see like this little girl, whatever. So things like supernatural things or whatever, like they didn't really faze her. Like they wasn't really like a big thing. Yeah. So
did she believe in stuff like that before? Like
yeah.
Oh, so she's aware of it. She believes in it.
Yeah, she believes in God and stuff like all that. Like she
believes in religion?
She believes in everything. Yeah, she believes like in everything, like spirits, everything, like sage, everything. She's one of those girls. Cool. And so she would see like this little girl, and sometimes she would sit on the corner of my dad's bed watching TV, and she could see her through like the corner of her eye. But she says that when she would like turn, like she would like disappear or whatever. So my mom was like, oh, she's like it's just like my eyes playing tricks on me, like my imagination or whatever, right?
Yeah.
And so this went on for like a handful of of months, like throughout the rest of her pregnancy. And she would see like this little girl like just dancing, doing whatever, just doing the thing. And one time she was like watching TV, and my dad's mom walked in, and she like walked in, and she's like standing there next to my mom, and my mom's still watching TV like unfazed, and my grandma starts like throwing a fit, and she's like, oh, like someone can just come in, like you're not even noticing, whatever. And my mom just like nonchalantly goes, oh, I thought it was the little girl, that's why I didn't even think about it. And she was like, what are you talking about? And for reference, my dad's mom is a bitch. Like, she's just terrible, you know?
So funny.
No excuse.
Yeah, dude.
And
By the way, I'm not gonna edit this shit out, all right? I'm not
no,
gonna
that's
edit.
okay.
That was perfect. We're all waiting for it. We're like,
I'll send her the link.
She's a bitch.
I was thinking, I was like, she's like super like in tune
I know.
with a bitch.
She's in tune with her bitchiness.
Yeah, my mom's gonna get mad at me for saying that.
Damn.
So that was that. And she like started getting mad at my mom, and she was like, oh, like someone can just come in, like, oh, or what do you mean, like a little girl, like what are you talking about, like you're crazy, you see what I mean, like da 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 da, you know. And my mom was like, well, she explained it to her like, oh, well, there's this little girl that like dances, da da da, plays around, fucking drinks Downy, I don't know, does whatever the fuck. And
Eating Tide Pods and shit.
I know your mom uses
I created that
Suavitel
trend. And so it wasn't until like my mom said it that she was like, oh, like maybe this is like if I why is this happening? Like maybe it's not normal or whatever. And so fast forward, my grandma would start sitting in the living room, so where you could see through the bird room to the room in the skylight, and she would sit there and wait for this little girl, try to see her, try to find her, whatever, right? And my mom says that after I was born that she never saw that little girl again, right? And so that's like, okay, yeah, whatever. And so when I was like around 2 or 3, I was speaking like very fluently, you know, like I was a smart little kid and shit. And I would like speak in like full sentences and talk about whatever. And I obviously like to talk a lot. And one time I was telling my mom that I was mad because God took my wings. And she was like, what? And I was like 2 or 3, and I was like, yeah, I was like, God took my wings. I was like, look, and I threw like a full on tantrum because I was like, God took my wings. Like, look at me, like, look at my arms. And I was like, I would fly from here to here to here, whatever. And she like kept listening, and she's like, and then? And I was like, yeah, and I would even be up here, like, and I pointed to the corner of like their bedroom, and I'd say, and I told her, I told her that I would watch her and my dad sleep.
Oh.
And so my mom was like, okay. Yeah.
Just kidding. Wait. So you're the one telling your mom this at 2 that
At
you used
2,
to have
yeah.
wings. You were.
That I
already know where
Okay.
this is going.
No.
It's freaking
No,
the fuck out.
Keep going.
No, that and I was
I'm very
throwing
intrigued.
tantrums, and I was like,
Hey, shut up.
I was upset because God took my wings. And my mom just kind of like was like, okay, like pop off, girlie, like say whatever, you know. And eventually, like maybe like a few years passed, and this like show came on, like and there was like this little kid who was telling his parents, like at 2-3 years old, that he used to be a firefighter, and he was telling him about like where he died and his other family and all this stuff.
Oh, shit.
And they did like
Past life.
they did like a whole segment on that, and it wasn't until then that it kind of like clicked to her. And like when she did like my hair and pigtails or whatever, like I looked exactly like that little girl.
This is where
And
new.
if you look at like pictures of me when I was a baby, or like ask anybody, like I was so pale you could see the veins on my face. And even now, like I'm pretty pale, like without this L'Oreal tinted serum.
Shout out to that plug.
Yeah.
L'Oreal and shit.
I
Shout
have
out to
no
L'Oreal.
idea what you just said.
I do.
Like,
L'Oreal.
the veins on my face. I'm
Hey,
like pale.
but you
or
gotta
whatever.
listen to your girl and shit, dog.
Shut up, bitch, shut up.
All the time,
Let her finish
Pete.
the story.
I
Let her
love
finish the story. Shut up, let her finish the story. All right.
And so I resembled that little girl, and she kind of like pieced it together that she never saw her again. And
After you're born.
yeah, and the only like when I was telling Fito like this story like a few days ago,
I was freaking out.
he pieced it together, and he was like, "Oh my god, that makes sense that you never appeared to your grandma because you fucking hate her, you know." So I was like, "Oh my god, yeah." So even as a kid, like I didn't want to present myself to her like nothing, and so yeah. So my mom is
It's a nice story. It's a
my
good
mom
story.
is convinced
That's a
that
good story, yeah.
that I was like that little girl dancing whatever, and like again with like the tantrums and everything.
Dude, that's no like coincidence, because I've seen that a lot lately, where these kids, you know, say these vivid things about whatever, and they name people, they name places, and the parents are like, "Who the fuck? What are you talking about?" And then the parents look into it or whatever, and then they Google whatever, and that person died at that place doing that. So it's the whole reincarnation thing.
So yeah,
it's
that's
a
the
whole
whole
past life
like
thing.
reincarnation. We're all Buddhists now.
You know what's weird?
Or
Is
what? No, Hindu.
You know, it's weird when people have like a birthmark.
I think Buddhists too.
Yeah.
Birthmark of like when, like, let's say for example, you have a birthmark on your chest.
That's
Just
where you.
stab
That was
marking?
like where you
That's
died.
where you
or
died.
something.
Shot, or you got,
Dude, I have one on my leg and in my eye. So maybe I fought in the Civil War and I got shot in the eye.
I have one right here. I don't know if you see it. Oh,
You got shot with a BB gun?
Is that what it was? I thought it was a blackhead.
it's a mole. It's a mole.
Pinche pimple la verga, güey.
It's Accutane.
Oh,
but so that's that, right? So that's kind of where it starts or whatever. And again, like my dad's house always had like just weird like happenings. And so I think at this time I was maybe like 4 or 5 maybe, and I have an older sister who's like 6 years older than me. And I would sleep in her room, and in that same house, when you like the bed was like this way and the window was like to the feet, and then there's also a window like to your left, right?
Okay.
And we had like this big tree. Well, we have this big tree in the front yard, and it had like branches that extended or whatever. And I don't know, my dad just didn't believe in blinds until like 2013.
Fuck that shit.
And so
The
we
year
just
you
didn't-
were born.
Yeah, so it was just like whatever. And I remember one time, and my sister will swear that I wasn't there, or that I like, she was like, no, that didn't happen to you, but my mom confirmed it. So no fucking ma'am. I know that I didn't dream this shit. Okay. And so we're sleeping there, and my sister wakes me up, and she's like, Ivy, look. And I look, and I wake up, and I'm facing the window that's like to our feet, which would be like the street view and where the tree is. And there's this woman on a branch who's bouncing. And she's bouncing on like a branch like this. She's like that, right? She stops, she waves, and she jumps off the fucking branch.
Wait, you saw this?
Yes.
You and your sister?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
How old are you?
ma'am. Maybe like 4 or 5. My sister was maybe like 10, 11, or 9, 10.
Okay.
Like
So
5,
you
6
both,
years
at
older.
least both of you guys saw like the exact same shit.
Yeah, yeah. And again, like I fact checked all of this like 2 days ago. Asked my mom and my sister at the wedding, anything.
Like, hey,
Your
do you
name's
remember?
Ivy? I couldn't help it. I'm sorry.
No, but
I hate this guy.
didn't you have a story where like someone hung something from a tree?
Ah, cámara.
What?
It was your poncho, I swear.
What do you mean?
Did you say hung someone?
No, hung.
Hung, wait.
No, like,
Nah, wait.
hung. Yeah.
No, I know.
I heard hung too.
And shit.
No, but it,
Oh wait, what? Oh,
Whoa, cut that.
no, weren't you doing no?
Ah, bitch.
No, it wasn't something about a cemetery and you saw someone do hanging shit.
Hangman played hangman.
It might have been Poncho, Fucking.
I don't
It
know.
was one of you.
Wait, that fucking.
I know it was in the Northeast.
Fuck their story.
And then
Yeah, keep going.
So my sister is like she saw that or whatever, and when I asked her like 2 days ago, I was like, hey, like what was that, or what was it, whatever, and I was under the impression like how I remembered it was like a girl, like a young girl, but she was like, no, it was a witch, like that's what I insist. And so my dad is the kind of person, kind of like what do we call him? Where
piece of shit.
aside from that,
Voldemort?
okay,
Voldemort?
yeah, Voldemort.
Okay.
Like
where Milo said in his story that like he doesn't like believe it, like he
Yeah,
doesn't see it, like
he's a non-believer.
Yeah, completely doesn't even want to hear it. That's how my dad is. Like my dad will
Right,
literally
nah,
get mad at dogs for
whatever,
barking at
bitch.
nothing because he'll get like spooked.
Yeah.
And so I don't know like how it was brought up. I don't know, whatever. I don't even know if he believed that it was a witch, but I mean at the end, like there's not a branch there anymore.
Dude, that's fucking creepy.
That
bro.
long
Like,
branch is gone.
You know what I picture is that
And
that
my
witch
mom
from
again,
fucking-
like she'll confirm it. She's like, yeah, I think it was a witch, and I'm like, what the fuck, like
Ah, dude.
How do you
that girl
distinguish
looked a little young to me. But yeah, and
I picture the witch from fucking The Conjuring. That's what I picture.
Never seen
in
that
my
shit.
head. Like
Never
I
will.
I've never seen that.
Like
and
it's
I never will.
Yeah.
Never
She's
will.
like in,
Never
like,
seen it.
nightgowns, that's that crazy.
Bitch, I
hair.
don't hear
Have
it.
you ever heard of fucking
That's what I
a
picture in
witch
my head.
laugh? So a long time ago, like just real quick, my grandma's old crib over in the hood. Yeah,
Hell yeah.
Tell it,
I remember like I was unlocking the door. It was like dark as fuck, it was, like late as fuck. It was early in the morning, wee hours, right? I was getting home and I heard like that fucking laugh, and I was like, nah, because there was like it's an owl, but then they say when you hear that laugh, then it's like a witch.
Yeah.
So an owl and witch, there's like some sort of correlation.
Tell it,
isn't it like the closer
there
you
you
hear it, the farther it is, and vice versa?
I don't
When you
know,
hear
but
the two
I
sides?
heard it and I was like, no, like I was just like, nah, there's bat, because you know there would be bats flying around. So I was
Probably
like, nah,
like a
it's
drunk woman like walking the streets.
no,
and shit.
no, it was a chill neighborhood.
Take her for a ride.
The legend is that the witches turn into the owls, and
Right.
then when you hear them cackle, is because they're actual witches and not owls. So what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to curse at him like, hija puta, vete la chingada. Like shit like that. That's what you're
Well, I
supposed to do.
did not.
Some shit like
I
that.
did not
You're
do
supposed to
that.
do that.
I was just like, "What the fuck was that?" And then I just went in and fucking went to sleep.
No, but
But I was like, "Wait, what the fuck was that?"
And you
owls,
just slept
they're
soundly
creepy.
after that. You're like, okay.
Yeah, I think it was might have been in.
So like,
Inebriated,
let's
but-
go back into this witch story, dude. Like, did anything else weird happen after that? Because that's absolutely fucking terrifying. Like to see a witch bouncing on a fucking branch. Like,
And
wait a
again,
minute,
like-
that's fucking creepy.
I was like so young that it's not even like one of those that I can tell you like distinctive, like anything like more than what it is, you know, like you'll probably even get more out of my sister. But again, like that branch is gone, and my dad, like, it was just like the house is just like a weird vibe. Like it was just weird. And so maybe like a little after that, when I was like in pre-K, I would have like half days. I would get out like at 12. And we had like this babysitter, right, Doña Lupe, and I beefed with her all the time.
Damn.
She was this older lady,
Little girl fighting with a fucking old ass woman. That's funny.
I was in pre-K. I was like,
No quiero
like
sopa de
6 years old.
estrellas, quiero sopa de fideo.
No, literally, that was me.
Senora.
That's literally me.
No, but that for another part, that's actually a really funny story. Like she would duke it, not literally duke it out, but they would make her that shit.
Yeah, and I feel so bad. I would like, bully this old lady, and so
That's fucked up.
But anyways,
it was
so
fucking funny.
there was like one time where I had got like again I had a half day, so she would like be there cleaning, doing food, whatever, and we had gotten into like an argument over something, or I got in trouble or something, and she sent me to my room, right?
Oh shit.
So I go to my room, which is on the other half of the house, and she's in my dad's room, like doing the bed or whatever. And my dad had like when you turn, it was like two big glass sliding doors, and against one of them that didn't open, my dad had like a recliner, and that's where he would like drink like his Busch Lights and like watch the news and stuff and
Chill
whatever.
out and shit.
Yeah, and he'd always like just be there like whatever. And she sent me to my room, and she's like doing the bed in my dad's room, and she sees the chair like rocking, but she says that she sees like something like moving, like she's rocking it, you know?
Yeah.
And so she gets mad and she's like, Diana. And so she's like, that's my middle name. And she was like, oh, Diana, like you're supposed to be in your room or whatever, like in Spanish,
She
getting
thought
all
it was
mad.
you.
Mhm.
Yeah, stop
And she
fucking
thought,
around.
she thought I was fucking with her because that's absolutely something that I would have done.
Damn.
And so yeah. And she was like getting mad and it kept like rocking the chair, whatever. And finally she loses it. She's like, Diana. And then like she sees something she said that she saw me running through like what's the laundry room, through the bird room to like go whatever. And at the same time, I'm walking in through the entrance to my dad's bedroom, and I'm like, "What?" Because she had called my name.
To see the fucking look on her face, bro.
She was like yelling my name, so I had gone and I was like, "What?" So I go and whatever, and she's like getting mad at me for rocking the chair. And I'm like, I'm not rocking the chair. Like I didn't even do anything. I'm in my room, like, and I'm pissed off because I'm like, girl, you just got mad. Like, what are you talking about? And it wasn't until after, like, then we got, like, once we got older, she would still kind of, like, watch us, and it kind of turned into us, like, watching her. Like, we'd go over to visit, like, once we were, like, older. Aww. And we would ask her, and she'd be like, no, yeah, like, I just had a weird vibe. And, like, that whole incident, she could have sworn that it was me, but there's no logical way that I could have ran through the laundry room, through the bird room, through the kitchen, to the entrance. You know, like, I had to been, like, fast as fuck. Yeah.
Flash.
Fast as fuck, boy. Fast as fuck, boy.
Obviously, no awake.
Yeah, and like not that I hated that house because I did end up like staying there throughout high school. I went to Irvin, so like.
Irvin, baby, what's up? What's Gucci? I'm sorry.
No wonder Fito likes some Red Rocket.
Makes sense. It's all connected. Hey, it's all connected.
Roasting, bro.
It's all connected.
I ain't roasting.
I'm not even saying anything. Jesus.
You started it, motherfucker.
So I did like live there when I was like older, but like I'll say that right now. And when I was maybe like in first grade or whatever, my mom worked like over here by like Delta, so it would take her approximately like 25 minutes to go pick me up. And I remember I hated winter so much because it would get darker quick, and the house would be so scary, and I could swear that I would like hear things or like just feel things. Like I just like always had like that feeling, you know. And like if you like I've always been, everyone's always been like, oh, like eres bien like miedosa and whatever, but I'm like no, girl, like I don't know, like I just
you get a feeling
like it's just scares the hell out of me.
Don't let it scare you, bro.
And when I would like, I'd literally like cry, and I would like wait, like if it would get dark, I'd be like waiting with the door creaked open, like waiting for my mom to show up because I was so terrified of like whatever was in that house. And so that was that.
Dude, that's a crazy story.
Yeah, and my like I'll ask my dad like, does anything happen? He's like, no, like it's just an old house or whatever. But I'm like Like, you know, like he just doesn't want to believe. And it was just like you just get like, I don't know, just scary vibes in there. Like it's just not comfortable.
Maybe your dad's seen some shit.
Maybe. Have you seen anything like as an adult or recently?
As in what?
As an adult. Adult. My bad.
Hey, you don't.
I'm not enunciating
not
shit.
like.
I'm tired already. My back's killing me.
Like, did you stop seeing things or stop?
No, well, like, so after, like, I'm saying, like, this thing kind of went on for, like, a while, like, and so eventually, like, we moved. My mom got a house over there again in the Northeast, and it was right there by, like, McGoffin.
Ooh, what's up? McGoffin Lobos, baby.
Name dropping because he's going to do this every time. But I think.
I am so sorry.
Okay, well, now that you know, it's useful. Do you know if it was like buried on top of a cemetery or what?
It was buried on top of the cemetery.
These are facts.
Remember, you were just talking about
these
that
are the fucking stories that you guys told me.
Well, it's because there's like there's a cemetery behind there, but there's also like it's buried. It's built on top of.
the fucking blacktop was fucking built over this fucking.
It was the baby part, dog. The baby. That's where they buried the babies, dog. No,
and that's why Poncho doesn't listen to this shit.
Actually, Poncho.
I don't blame him.
So then, so that like that area, and I think the guest that you guys had last week, she had mentioned living around that area as well. So
that's right.
I think just like that whole area is just fucked up.
Bro,
so it was like right there on the street called like Bragg and stuff, and it was like a duplex. And I remember we had moved in. We had been there more than a month, but no more than 3.
Okay. And
at this point, I'm maybe like in 5th, 6th grade, and so I always shared a room with my sister. And so I had my bed like against a window, and I had like a small little like metal futon or whatever. It was like super small, and my sister like slept in the corner like in her bed. My brother had his own room, and then my mom had like hers, and we had like a dining room in the hallway. And so and when we first moved in, I remember that I would wake up a lot crying, and I'd be like terrified because I would hear boots on the roof, right? Okay. Like walking on the roof, like at the wee hours of the night and shit, like when boots weren't supposed to be on roofs. Yeah. And it
wasn't Christmas season either.
And it took me like a second to get that one too. And so
means your dad joke.
I like it.
So and so I asked my sister like again like, hey, like did you feel anything there, like whatever, and she says no, that all she can remember is me waking up at night crying because of the boots on the roof. And so like we had been there like again like anywhere from 1 to 3 months, so we were like kind of moved in, we still had some things empty or whatever. So it was like where do I start? It's my mom's room at the end of the hallway, right? And that hallway leads to like the bathroom. There's the entrance to the dining room, a kitchen, the living room, and then down this way on the other side of the hallway is my brother's room and our room. Okay. And so we would always sleep with our doors open at night. It wasn't like we always had to sleep with our doors open.
Fuck that.
And no, sir, no. I'm so happy for this. Even people was like, what do you mean your door's open? Thank God. Because I would like wake up crying and I would go sleep in my mom's bed because I'd be like, Mom, I hear boots on the roof. And if it wasn't boots on the roof, I'd be like, Mom, something's sitting on my bed. Like, there's like a weight on my bed. And I would like cry hysterically, like just be like, please, can I sleep with you? Can I sleep with you? And so she was like, yeah, whatever. And so I kept complaining about this like throughout some time. And this is the one that like I can like taste, I can feel like it was yesterday. Like this is the one that's like completely fucked with me forever. Oh, okay. And so one time I was asleep and I would sleep like face down, and I had like this arm up with the palm up, and then I had this arm down like under my pillow or whatever. And so I'm like face down, so the soles of my feet were up. And so I was like asleep, and I wake up to like this feeling of like weight on my feet, like the same weight that was on my bed, but it's on my feet. And so it starts like working its way up my feet, like up to my legs. And it's like, I don't know, like I kind of wake up, and at this point I realized that in a fight or flight, I am a freeze. I was so fucking scared. I didn't move. And this thing just keeps like moving like its way up my body, right? And so I immediately start to panic, right? And I'm scared, and I'm like, I don't know what this is. And at the time I was going for like my first communion. So like I was learning prayers, like all that stuff was like fresh in my head and whatever. And by the time this thing gets to like the back of my knees, I like decide that I need to start praying. And so I start praying, and like I'm just like panicking, like I'm like, what do I do? And so I'm like, okay, I'm going to pray. And my best thing is just to play dead. So I was like, okay, I'm going to play dead. I'm going to like just lay here. I'm going to like slow down my breathing. And I'm going to try just to like write it out, you know, like just not even pretend like it's not even here, you know, like that's always been me, like just put it in a box, throw it away, like didn't happen. And
it wasn't sleep paralysis or anything.
That's what, dude.
No.
I didn't want to interrupt you, but I didn't want to.
Yeah,
I was like, fuck it, because the sleep
no,
paralysis.
I've had sleep paralysis, but this was like I don't know, like this shit was, I don't know. I was wide awake for this. What is it?
The vents. I'm sorry, you guys are.
It's because that's why I took out my headphones because I keep hearing something.
vents,
you guys
man.
keep going, but let me.
Yeah,
No, I know, but let me just check. You guys keep going.
I was like,
So-
what's that noise, dog? Please tell me.
well, everyone
Tell me what
kept-
it is serious.
Time out. It's crazy because her story is getting more and more intense.
I know.
And then we started.
I know.
It was getting louder.
I was like, did you see me? I was like,
Well, you guys were looking in the corners, that's why I got scared. I was like, you guys all kept looking in the corners, that's why I got freaked out. I'm like, what are you watching or what?
And I keep.
there's no witch hanging from a branch out there.
Shut up. She was bouncing on
Look
the
for
branches.
owls and shit.
Well, remember when I made that friend outside? That's what I was hearing. That's what
That was a
Shut up,
witch, bitch.
Yeah, huh?
That was a witch.
She was a nice lady. You leave her alone. She was a nice lady.
I wish I didn't come today.
Keep going.
Okay,
My
keep
bad.
going. All right, so let's. So you were at. You had your the soles of your feet were up, right? And you felt it at your knees, like that's
Like at the back of my
the
knees,
back of
like,
your
and
knees, okay.
it's working its way up. And every time I describe it to Fito, the only way I know how to describe it is like a steamroller, like the ones that go on like a street, because all of the weight was equally distributed. It wouldn't be like if Fito was like laying on me.
Yeah.
He'd be like more on one
You'd
side
feel
of my
it
leg
more
than the other, whatever. All of the weight was equally distributed, and I was just like in a panic. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna play dead and I'm gonna start praying, right? And so it starts working its way up. It's like in my back at this point, and I'm praying and I'm praying and I'm doing like the Padre Nuestro and stuff. And what I insist that whatever it was clearing my brain. Like I could not pray. I could,
shit.
and I knew I was awake because at one point I was staring at the metal frames on my bed, and that's all I could look at. Like I was looking at like the chipped white spray paint. Like I was like just looking at that. So I knew that I was awake. I've had sleep paralysis before, but it was never like this. Like imagine like being sucked in to your mattress, but the pressure's coming from the top.
Oh shit.
So anyway, so I'm like praying, and only like 3 words are like coming out, and I know that I know them. Like again, like I'm in first communion, like, and it's like maybe I was paralyzed with fear or whatever, but I insist that whatever it was just like completely like just blocking my head. Like I couldn't think of anything, and I just kept like repeating like those 3 words, like just whatever I could remember. That's like just what I kept thinking and thinking and thinking. And at this point, it's getting like to my neck, and like I close my eyes, and I can like again like.
It wasn't a rapist either. Okay.
Highway. So fucked.
Trigger warning, I was not assaulted by a ghost. So like, you know how I mentioned that the palm of my hand was up? Like I would have been able to feel if it was a person. I would have been able to feel the fibers of clothes. I would have been able to feel something, but there was nothing. But my hand was in my mattress, like pushed into my mattress. And so anyways, I'm like, okay, like this is it. So like I close my eyes, right? And I'm crying. I can feel like the tears like running through the bridge of my nose. Or like, yeah, like right here.
Yeah.
And I'm like crying, and it like pushes my head in for like a brief moment. And all this feels like forever. Like it feels like time is like non-existent, and it's super slow. But like realistically looking back at it, this dude was like in like 30 seconds, maybe like scared the shit out of me for like 30 seconds. That's as long as it was. And it pushes my head in, and like instantly all of like the pressure alleviates, but again, like all equally, not like somebody was getting up and just rolled off my back and like hopped off and stuff. Like no, like all of the pressure alleviated all at once. And like I remember I was laying there, and I thought, stop, baby, you're making me like cry and shit or whatever. And so I like waited a few seconds because I was like, okay, well, whatever the fuck it is, I'm gonna let it like get the fuck out.
Yeah.
And I waited, and then I like took my ass to my mom's bed, which was like right around the corner, and I'm like sobbing hysterically, and I'm like, Mom, it was on top of me, and she's like, what? And I'm like, Mom, it was on top of me, like I couldn't breathe, like whatever. And I'm like hysterical, and I told her, I was like, I couldn't pray, like I couldn't pray, I couldn't remember anything. And she's like, what are you talking about? And I was like, Mom. And so I finally explained it to her. And so since we had just moved in, like right next to my room and in between my brother's room was like these cabinets where we kept like towels after. But at the time, we just had like a water bottle filled with holy water, and we had all done like my brother did his confirmation, my sister did hers. So you know how like they give you like these cute little like youth Bibles and shit. Oh. So we had like that little like thing stacked up with like 5 or 6 little youth Bibles or whatnot. And so my mom gets like everybody up. And she like blesses the house, and and I'm like crying, and I slept in her bed and stuff, and like my sister was like, what what the fuck? Like everybody was like, what the fuck? And so so my mom blessed the house, and after that, like that was that. And I haven't like to this day, like I sleep with a nightlight since then. And that was like that was the day that I was like, fuck no, we got nightlights, we got everything. And a little bit after that, I had a dream where my brother, like I woke up in my brother's room, and you know, like when you have a dream and like you're in your house, but it's not like the same layout, not the same decor, but like, you know, like in your dream, like context clues, like, oh, this is my house. Yeah. No, like in this dream, I woke up in my brother's bed, and he had like the same kind of bed as me, except his was wood. And then like it's against the wall, and when you turn to the right, it's like the closet and like the floor space. And where the closet is right where like my head would be on the other side of the room, like in my room. So like around that little like vicinity. And I had a dream, and I woke up in my brother's bed, and I look up, and he's like sitting like on the ground doing like whatever, like I don't know. And there's like this like dark kind of like silhouette shadow in his closet. Oh shit. And so I start in my dream, I'm screaming for my brother, but I can't because like my voice is like gone, like completely like stripped, and I'm screaming like trying to like get his attention to get the fuck out of the room. And so like eventually like I wake up in my bed. And I remember waking up, like I see the little light on my nightlight, and since we all slept with like doors open, I walked out of my room, walked into my brother's, and like I just watched him like sleep for a little bit. And I watched his chest plate just to make sure that he was like still breathing. Oh shit. And I was like so scared, like whatever it was, like I don't know.
That's so creepy.
I was so scared. And again, since we slept with like doors open, some time after that, my mom said we always had like every time before we would go to sleep, we had to like pick up the living room or the kitchen and kind of get everything like situated, fix the cushions, like tuck the chairs in. And we had this tall bar table with 4 bar stools. And we had to push them in every night to like just to make sure that like nobody did it or whatever. And we also had like these baby gates covering both entrances to the dining room and to the kitchen because we had like dogs that would like free roam and stuff. So we like just so they wouldn't be in there. Yeah. And my mom says that she would hear at night like chairs moving like at night, and she would just like assume that it was like one of us getting water, whatever the heck or whatever. And that she would wake up in the mornings and the stools would be out.
Oh shit.
But there was no way because that was like a chore for us. Like that was something we had to do every night. And so, she would hear, like, the stools
be moved
like,
and
moved
shit.
at night. And then she would, like, hear them, like, just move around or whatever. And, And that was that. And
that's some wild shit.
And that's the only one that, like, makes, like, my stomach drop. Like, I just, like, that's the one that I genuinely, like, carry with me. And after that, like, my mom even told me, she's like, no, like, even if you can only remember, like, 3 words in your prayer, like, say them. Like, she gave me, like, this whole speech on what to do, not to sleep, like stomach down because like something can enter your body through the back. Like, just
I was just that happened in jail once and shit. I'm just kidding. I said that happened in jail once and shit.
Yeah, so like
haven't
superstitious stuff like that. And so like to this day, like when we'll sleep or whatever, like if I'm gonna sleep on my stomach, I'll put like I have like this fat pillow. And I'll put it like on top of me, so I'm like kind of like on my side and not too much like with my back up.
Oh shit! So that's a thing? I didn't know that.
I've heard like things about it and like I don't know. I think it's like just like a superstitious thing, but whatever it is, I'm not gonna do that.
So you guys right now sleep with your doors open, like to this day?
Like me and Fito?
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
No, we sleep with like our doors closed.
So that's just us.
Okay. And I won't.
Well, still, I mean,
but still,
as boys, I mean, we want our doors
No,
open.
it was just kind of like.
I have nieces, and it's best to have the doors open. It's best to.
I think just like when they're kids, like just like a safety thing, you know.
So you can hear.
Oh yeah,
like
yeah.
Anything.
Oh
yeah, for sure.
But like I said, as boys, we want our doors open. Our doors closed because.
Bro, I barely got what the fuck you're just.
It's because he didn't say it right. It sounds like what?
I'm sorry.
Nice.
And so that was that one, and like that's the one that I've never felt a fear like that in my life ever. Like with anything, like not on a roller coaster ride, not like walking by myself at night. Like no fear has ever compared to that. And like that's just the one that I don't know, like that's the one that I can like feel it. Like fear tastes like blood, like fear tastes like iron. And
no shit. Like
I remember like when I was laying in bed, like I'm like there and like I was just like tasting like the grooves like on the roof of my mouth. Like that's all I could do like in that moment, you know. And I was just like controlling my breathing and just like,
oh hell no,
like hoping for the best, you know. And so
do you guys watch scary movies or not? Like spirits shit or no?
sometimes, but like we watch like the same like 4 movies.
Well, no, like sometimes
We'll watch like the same ones over and over.
But like horror movies and shit. Like
Yeah,
you watch the
I
new
think-
ones, like all the new creepy movies. Because I don't.
Yeah,
I don't
like
fuck
the
with that.
Conjuring. Yeah, but like, and like to me,
Nah,
like that
hell
stuff
no.
doesn't
I don't
really
watch
like,
that shit.
like, well, it does scare me, but like not as much, you know, because like to a degree, I'm like, oh, that's CGI. Like,
Yeah.
I lived
Yeah,
through,
but
like,
at the same
I lived
time,
through a steamroller.
Yeah, but at
at
the
8
same
years
time,
old.
like
She's
you've
experienced some
experienced it,
shit.
so at the same time, it's
Yeah.
like you know shit can happen. I mean, I know it's not the same, but
yeah,
I mean, you know shit can
those
happen.
movies
So
were made
that's why I
because
watch
it's
those.
happened to
Yeah.
to people, yeah.
Yeah.
No, and I'm a real big like scaredy cat. Like I'll be like, oh yeah, I'll watch it, and then I'll cover my eyes like half the time. But like I do get like super scared like that.
Hell no.
And
Fuck that.
and yeah, and after that, maybe like a few years after, there was like some small incidents at my tia's house in Vegas.
Oh shit.
She lived there with like it's my mom's sister and her brother. Like they lived there together, and at the time they lived like my grandma lived with them. And every summer they would like our aunts and my mom would like send the cousins up there for like the month and a half or 2 months of summer vacation so we could be with my grandma and whatever. And yeah. So this one summer we go, and this one was like the summer because it was shortly after one of my mom's other brothers had passed away like in this like tragic accident, you know? And so it was like the first one where everyone was gonna like finally get together, like, and kind of like the majority of the cousins like usually would be like me, my brother, and like 2 other guys. And so this time it was gonna be like me, my brother, like a couple other guys, and it was gonna be like my 3 cousins who are like our girls, and they're all like my age except for one who's like a few years younger. And so we had gone, and just for like, I don't know, I feel like just that house just had like such like negativity, like because of the accident. My grandma had a terminal illness at the time, and
Oh shit.
like everybody was at each other's throats, you know, like the cousins didn't like each other. Like there was just tension between like the siblings, like my mom and like my aunts and stuff. Like there was just like such negativity in that house, right? Like, so we all go that summer, and I remember like maybe like a few nights in, my cousins who are twins, one of them started complaining, and she was like, oh, I'm scared, whatever. And I didn't buy that shit. And to this day, I don't buy that shit. I do not think they experienced
I'm the only one that
thing.
experienced this shit around here.
I'm the ghost whisperer.
Aye, way.
And so they were like, she was like crying or whatever, but that was like her thing. Like even when she would come spend the night like at our house, she would like cry and be like, oh no. And like her mom would go pick her up like at 2-3 in the morning, or my mom would drop her off, you know? So that was just like, that was her. Like she was never without her mom. And this was the first summer that they had actually gone. And this was the first time they were like ever without their mom. So that's exactly what I think it was. Like she just kind of started like playing into like this, no, like I don't want to be here anymore, because the day before we had gotten like a 50 thing of like M&Ms of chicken nuggets.
Oh shit.
And she was like, oh, I got food poisoning, I have to go home. And then the next day she was like, there's a ghost, I have to go home. And then the day after that she was like, my M&Ms like from M&M World are melted, I have to go home. You know, like she just wanted to go home.
Yeah.
And so eventually like they were all scared, and there was even like one night I remember where they were sleeping on the mattress on the floor, and like I was sleeping on my aunt's bed on the bed with another cousin, with my little cousin. And she was like crying, and she's like, oh, like I'm so scared, whatever. And so that night I was like, oh my God, like get on the bed and I'll sleep on the fucking mattress on the floor. And so I slept there, and that night nothing, right? Nothing happened, whatever. And so shortly after that they ended up leaving because like again, she just wanted to go home. And that's why again, like I don't buy it, because it was just a string of things that she like were wrong. And at the time, like again, like nothing had happened. Like there was nothing, like no noises, absolutely nothing. And the times that she was claiming stuff were happening, like everybody was home. So yes, girl, you're gonna hear like bathroom doors slamming. There's like 26 of us in here. And so yeah, and eventually they leave, right? And I was upset. Everybody was upset because we were supposed to go to Disneyland, and my aunt she's one of those cool aunts that like took us all to Disneyland and stuff. So we were all kind of like upset, and I was like fucking bummed because now I'm the only girl there, right? So my brother's there with a cousin that's his age and their homeboys. My older cousin who's a boy's there, and I'm like, well, what am I gonna do? Like my aunt and uncle work night shift, and like my grandma would go play bingo at daycare like during the day, you know? And she was fucking good. She would like finesse them for like their piggy banks and stuff.
Hell yeah. Dope shit. I like that. I like that.
Shout out to grandma.
Shout out to Granny. And so it was just like upsetting, and again, like the tension was just like terrible, and like there was just so much family drama that like just wouldn't even explain just how tense it was and how just nobody got along. But we were all kind of putting a face and kind of holding it together just for the sake of being there with my grandma, right? And so they go home, and I'm like bummed or whatever. And the nights following this, like stuff. Is that somebody's phone?
Fuck was that?
I think somebody's skateboarding.
Oh, okay.
Fuck, bro.
That was a skateboard, yeah.
Yeah, dude, like
That was
you have the
somebody's phone.
craziest fucking luck with these crazy fucking niggas, dude.
It's just everything we're. It's nothing. That's not. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going.
sorry.
Keep
The
going.
Miller
Keep going.
Lights talking, Milo.
Keep going.
I'm like, there's some
Yeah,
crazy
like
shit
it's the
going on
Miller
right
Lights.
now.
I've only had like 7.
So then, where was I? So like a few nights or like a while after
Disneyland
they had
and all
left, it was just like weird, like just weird stuff started happening, and it was just like just weird. And I remember like I started having like really bad nightmares in my tia's room, like, and that's where I was sleeping. And again, like I was the only one, like I was on the bed or whatever, and I just couldn't sleep. And I would wake up and I just felt like so like just scared, like just this weird feeling of like I'm so fucking scared to be here, right? And so I was like, I gotta get it together because I'm not gonna go out like these bitches and be like, I'm scared, mom, come pick me
Did
up.
you start thinking like, oh fuck, maybe they were like
right or whatever.
yeah,
My bad. That was me.
I was like, what is that now? No. But like, did the thought process start to be like, oh shit, maybe they weren't fucking lying? Like,
No, honestly, no. And to this day, again, like no, just because we all have like, I don't know. I just don't buy it. I'll die on that hill. And at the moment I didn't really believe them because again, like I knew why they were leaving and all this stuff that was like happening, like it was nothing to what she described. She was like, oh, I'm hearing noises like outside. I'm like, girl, we live in the desert. Like, yes, there's a lot of noises. Yeah. And so yeah, like I just started having like really bad nightmares, and I just felt like just this weird fear of like being in my tia's room, right? And so I was like, oh my God, this is so weird. And I just kept getting like this heavy feeling like of something like in the little area like where my tia had a master bedroom. So she had like this big bedroom, and then she had like a walk-in bathroom, and it was pretty big. It had like a shower, a tub, like 2 mirrors, and then further it's like a walk-in closet. And at the time she was obsessed with like shoes and purses. So literally anything, shoes and purses, gift wrap, candles, statues, like anything. It covered her room, the bedding, everything was shoes and purses or whatever. And so, in that like little doorways, and she had the master bedroom, she had like 2 French doors that open. And around that little area, I always just felt like so off. Like I just didn't feel good. Like it just felt really just like scary, like straight up fucking scary.
Yeah.
And so a few nights after that, my brother and my cousin that was with him, they were sharing like a room that if you go in, the wall is connected to my tia's shoe room wall. Right, like the closet wall. Right. And so one night they were like staying up, they're like playing games or whatever, and they come out, and when you go into the house, it's like there's a kitchen island, and then in front of it is like a huge ass like sofa, whatever the hell, and then the TV. And my grandma would sleep in the living room sitting up because she had like an oxygen tank, so she would like had to sleep like sitting up. And one time my brother and my cousin, they were like on the counter doing whatever, and they were like making tea, right? We were like obsessed with like that Lipton powder tea. And so he had gotten like this big like beer glass, like a 22-ounce beer glass, and made like tea of it, right? And he's like drinking it, and he's standing there, whatever. And my other cousin like smacks his arm, right? And he's like getting his attention. He's like, look. And they point to where the table is. And the table is so weird because it looks exactly like an oracle. Like the little thing, like the thing from a Ouija board. And I have a picture of it.
I swear.
Yeah, it's like black. I have a picture of it. Like I'll show you. And then the
I'm good.
inside,
I don't want to see this shit.
the circle is like glass, and it like turns like a lazy Susan, you know?
Oh hell no, dude.
And so at the time we had like a bunch of like chairs because everybody was having breakfast there. So we had like a lot of like these chairs, like metal chairs, but like the seats were metal. and it was tucked in. And my brother says that they saw the chair like shaking like this and pulling out of the table. Right? They get so fucking scared. They're looking at this chair move that my brother's like freaking out because he has this giant glass of tea. And the island is marble. And they don't want to wake my grandma up by putting the tea on the thing because like she would like whooped our asses and stuff. And so my brother's like freaking out, scared of the table. And so he grabs like a rag, puts it down, puts his tea down, and then he runs to the room, right? And he's like terrified. And like the next day, like he like tells me, he's like, hey, like I saw this, whatever. And I'm like, dude, don't even tell me that because I'm getting like this weird feeling like right here by Tia Lupe's room. And so he's like, oh, like that's so weird, whatever, da 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 da. So move on, whatever. And we're getting further along into the summer. And at the time, I was like a rebeler, like a shuffler. You know? I was
rebel. Remember that shit? Oh, you're too old for that.
I'm too old for that. I'm way too old for that.
That happened like 2 years ago.
Oh, yeah.
And so we were in the garage and we had it open and we were like in the garage driveway and we were making like YouTube videos of us like shuffling. My brother was behind the camera and me and the cousin that he was like hanging out with, we were like shufflers and he was like my little mentor and stuff. He was like showing me the moves. I was trying to get YouTube famous.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
And so we're there and I hear like this, like we all hear this like rattling, but like picture the garage door down and like punching, right? Like on the garage door like that, but the garage door is up, right?
So you can see
and we're
somebody standing
busting
there.
fucking moves right here to Mr. Saxo beat. Like there's no way, like that is what we're hearing. And the noise like travels from like the garage door, like around and then like to the, like you could hear it like echo or whatever. And we were all kind of like, what the fuck was that? And so we all like go inside or whatever. And my grandma's like there, like cutting her watermelon and like crocheting and shit. And she's like, what are you guys doing? And we're like, you didn't hear that? And she's like, no, like I didn't hear anything, whatever, right? And so that was it. And so, yeah, so like we're moving along and everything's still getting, I'm like scared as shit at this point, right? So I stopped sleeping in my tia's room. I'm not going to sleep there anymore. I start sleeping in the living room on the sofa, right? And my grandma would put like her ankles up and stuff when she would sleep. So
Super cute.
I would have like, again, like just these nightmares. Like I would literally like dream, like I would be seeing my body like on the couch or whatever, you know? And like just like this dark mass by like my tia's like entrance, you know? So I was so scared and she slept with her ankles on the bed. So I was like, you know what? Fuck it. Whatever's taking me is taking us and this 250-pound oxygen tank. So I started sleeping holding her ankle like for dear life. And she would literally wake up shaking her foot so fucking pissed. And as soon as she would fall asleep, I would hold it again because I was so fucking scared, right? And like just the whole thing, like just all these dreams and everything was just like the sounds and everything happening was just like crazy, you know?
Fuck that.
And it got to the point where like if I wouldn't sleep on the couch because somebody like took it or whatever, I would sleep in my tia's closet against the wall. So I could hear the TV that my brother and my cousin were playing. Oh shit. Because I was so scared and I would sleep with the lights on and like I would shower in her shower and she had like a glass, like a standing shower and then like a tub next to it, right? And then you have like the big mirrors and like a double sink. And again, like what?
Nothing.
What do you hear?
Nothing.
Don't listen to the motherfucker.
And so
Fucking Milo is just like
no, because now he's like scaring me. I'm like, what do you
ears
hear?
are hot.
What?
I hear it too.
No, I did hear something.
Yeah, dude. I'm like,
Oh, goddamn. Keep going. I'm
So-
sorry.
it was some
I'm sorry.
rattling of sorts, right?
It was probably the
Don't say
skateboard
that.
again. I'm sorry.
It was the
probably
garage
skateboard.
door.
No, the skateboard was very vivid. That shit was crazy, dude. How the hell did we hear a skateboard?
And so yeah, and I would sleep like there, so I would like hear like the TV or whatever, and I would like shower, and again like I would feel like I would see something through the corner of my eye, and I would glance and it'd be gone.
Damn.
And I'm like showering, you know, so I'm like, motherfucker, give me some privacy, like do something, you know, give me some space, give me like 2 minutes where you're not terrorizing me and
traveling
stuff.
back in the future.
Back in time.
It's the other way around.
And so yeah, so like all these like strange things started happening, and eventually like we leave, right? And I've never been so relieved to leave in like my life. Like I was so happy to be home. I told my mom everything. I was like telling her, I was like, this happened. And she was like, no, like you're fine, whatever, da da da. And I think like time after that, that's when like my tia started experiencing things and my grandma would hear things. And one time there was an incident where my grandma was sitting, I think like on the table or something, and one of my cousins that Fito Tattoos was there with his mom, and they were like, I think they were like staying like in the living room area, like on an air mattress, and that everybody heard like this woman like with a piercing scream, right, come from the bedroom right next to where they were staying, which is like where my brother and my cousin used to play like the games and stuff. They heard like this woman this woman scream, and at the time, the widow of my uncle was living there, and they heard like this scream, and they thought it was her, and like she comes out, and they were like, "Are you okay? Like what happened?" She's like, "No, like I'm good. Like what's up or what?" And they're like, "Oh, we just heard a scream." And it got to like the point where my tia also stopped sleeping in her room. I'm not sure if my uncle like ever experienced anything, but she stopped sleeping in her room. She also started sleeping in the living room, and eventually they contacted like one of my older tias or like an older cousin of cousins, whatever. And she like came and she like prayed and saged or whatever, and she was like, "Hey, like you got something from someone like out of like hate or whatever, like there's something here that's like hateful or whatever." And so she was like, "What?" So like they go around her room, and I think they ended up identifying that it was like a gift wrap, because again she was obsessed with shoes and purses. It was like it had like little icons of shoes and purses, and it was like a gift wrap tube. And she was like, "Whatever, like this is it." And I forgot who they said it was gifted by. I'm not sure if it was gifted by a family member or something.
Oh really?
Oh wow.
I'm not sure exactly. And so yeah, and they were like, "Hey, whatever it is, like this is it." And so they got rid of it, and like they prayed and they saged and again. And I think the only thing that ever happened after they had saged was they had a like right there in that area where the air mattress was, they had like like I was moved, but like around that same area, they had like a desk or like whatever with photos and stuff. And they had a picture of my grandma's parents on the back, and it was like a picture of them together, and that thing flew across and it landed, and like everything was like separated from the picture.
Oh shit.
And yeah, and that was shit. That's I think all I can remember. And we were actually there this past July, and we stayed, and after I told Fito the story, he's like, "I don't want to stay there, I don't want to do whatever." And I did, like, we didn't see anything, and everything like felt good, but it like, I don't know, just like the thought of like whatever it was, like we didn't even stay in that room. We stayed in my uncle's room, which is on the opposite side of the house. And yeah, like I was so scared to like shower. I was scared to like be in the room by myself, like just the whole thing.
I don't blame you.
It's in Vegas, you said?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
In Vegas, and it was like a relatively new home. It was like those homes like in like that they just like that they all look the same, and they just kind of like shit them out and stuff.
Far east side and far west side.
Yeah, and so that was that. And those are like all of them. And I don't think since then like anything's really happened. Like I'll get kind of like scary, spooky feelings at our house, but I kind of just don't like thinking about it. So I'll kind of just like
just get a limpia, girl.
Yeah, I'll wait for like the dogs. Like if the dogs have a reaction, then I'm scared. But if they're like chilling stuff, then I'm like, okay, cool.
That's what I do too. The dogs fucking see everything, dude. That's what I do.
The dogs are the babies.
Them and the babies. Yeah. Them and the babies. Oh, there's some good ass stories.
Dude, I'm fucking terrified right now, bro.
Fuck that.
They're all like,
I'm about to go home and go pray and shit.
And in that Vegas house, there's like an older cousin who was like the brother of the twins, and he lived there for a period of time, and he was like I don't want to say like a Satanist, but he was like fucking stupid, and he would listen to songs about like Lucifer and stuff, and he loved like
weird shit.
I don't know, just like all that Satan shit, you know? And so he started staying in that room, in that bedroom where like my brother and my cousin used to play at the games and stuff. And he said that he was like a hardcore atheist, like hardcore. And his mom and his family, like they were Christians, like hardcore. And he had called her one night because he had seen like footsteps or footprints like on the ceiling in that room, and like he had like a nightmare, and like a girl something showed up, and like he called his mom like crying, like asking for prayers. Exactly, asking for prayers and all that stuff and whatever.
What a pussy, bro. Like I'm like when like crazy shit happens to me, I'm like, what, bitch? Let's do it, motherfucker.
That's not what I heard 6 episodes ago, bro.
You just whip it out.
Calling your ass out, bro.
You want me to bring that dress out or what? You want me to bring that dress out?
Oh, that one? No, bro, that's exactly what happened. I was like, get the fuck out of my house. That's what I said.
No,
that's what I said.
I think that Milo has like a point with that, because like I think it's like not so much about like having faith or like praying or whatever, but it's like kind of like just standing your ground, like like not letting it enter your home, like your mind, like your soul and everything and all that stuff. And so And
with that being said, fuck that. We're not accepting anything in the studio. I don't want shit with me. We're good. Fuck out of here. Fuck that shit.
Lárgate.
Fuck that.
Espíritu Santo.
Y'all got any more stories and shit? Fuck me. Nah. Cause I'm fucked. I'm scared. I want to go
terrified.
home.
I'm terrified,
this.
bro.
Fuck this. Nah, it was some good shit.
God damn, I
Like-
but yeah.
I think you really need to get that shit out, huh? You like really needed to fucking let the world know what was
Yeah.
going on. Yeah, dude. I think.
Fuck that
I've
shit.
honestly
Those
like
some
with a lot of
good
it, I've
stories.
kind of like just like tucked it like in a box
Yeah,
and
dude.
put it in the back of my head, and I never think about it again. But the one that I can never put away is that like steamroll one.
Yeah,
You know,
rolling
that was a
one.
creepy-
Hell,
That's when
nah.
all the
And-
weird shit was going on outside. Fucking.
It'll
Nah, it
pop
was
up
just
in my
traffic
head.
way, chill.
Yeah.
Nah, you didn't hear the
bro.
skateboarding?
The skateboarding
Yeah,
one that I can't
skateboarders,
explain,
yeah.
And in the
though.
Vance way, it was weird.
Somebody
Like,
was
No,
probably
that
skating
their
downtown.
time.
Dude,
It was
not
bro.
only that, there was some.
You guys
there was
know
some
that
weird shit
we're
going
on a
through.
busy corner. There's like a lot of people always here. Like,
but the timing is weird.
Yeah,
The
My,
timing-
my
yeah.
thing is like
you guys,
how
you guys are such pussies. Like,
how did
I
it
hate
get?
you. Fuck this podcast.
Well,
Fuck you.
that's what I'm saying. Is like,
Shit, I hate you.
You guys are saying you hate it, but then you guys are like, oh well, this and that. Well, just ignore it. Just say fuck no and
Yeah, don't welcome that shit.
don't
in
welcome
here.
that shit.
That's
Simple
not
as
the
that.
same. That's not. Oh well. Hey, let's notice this, but that means welcoming. No, that's not the same shit.
Bitch, there was a
Okay, all the
skateboarders
ghosts
traffic.
listening,
Anyway.
please go to Milo's house.
Like we said, fuck this. I'm good. We don't need that
Got a
shit.
blue dress
Come to my
available.
motherfucking house. I will fuck you in your bitch ass. That's what I will do. Me and Chicharron will fuck you in your
Hugs
bitch
and all.
ass.
Oh, wait.
Nice.
What about Albondiga and shit?
Albondiga's a girl, man. Fucking leave Albondiga out of this bitch.
God
She
damn,
gonna
bro.
watch my baby.
You're on one, bro.
I was like, oh, I love her.
I always get home when the fucking Fito's around.
Nah,
bro.
you're good.
Bitch, you're the one.
You guys are
You're
good.
still the one. You're still the one I love.
You guys want to plug your socials before we dip out?
Yeah.
You want to plug your social again, Fito?
I'm in Instagram, pretty much everything. I'm Deadbird.
Okay, I'm gonna do it instead.
No, you're not just dead bird. You know what? You fucked up. You're fucking up your.
Yeah.
Let him fuck up.
No,
They're gonna go look
'cause
for dead bird.
his
Which
job
who the
pays-
fuck is dead bird? I
His
don't know.
job pays for my job. So I kind of have to keep him working. Please go get tattooed. Deadbird Inc. He's
Yes.
a lot nicer
Spell
than
out
he
Inc.
seems to be.
Spell out Inc.
INC Deadbird Incorporated, not Ink like
Tattoo.
ink, like Tattoo Inc.
Yes.
Yeah, he's kind of fun to look at sometimes. He's only a dick 50%
When he's naked,
of the time.
when he's naked, he looks good.
Yeah, he looks awesome when he's naked.
With that
Pink
dad
hill ass
bod,
and
baby.
all. Yum.
Nice. You
Nothing
got
like a
anything you want to
straight
plug?
back. No. No, yeah, just go get tattooed and
He's saying
don't
that he got
welcome
the Hank
anything
Hill
in
ass
jail.
over here. and shit. You didn't catch that?
No,
I said that like 30 seconds ago.
Hank Hill.
God
What?
damn.
Hank Hill ass?
You never seen
Yes,
it?
bro.
Look it up, dude. Look, Hank Hill.
I know about Hank Hill. and I know
Plug
that.
your socials before we dip.
I'm sorry.
God damn it, Bobby.
if you guys want to.
Deadbird INC at Ivy Diana UH. And that's it. Yeah. Don't
Nice.
welcome any ghosts into your home. These motherfuckers are bilingual. They know prayers in Spanish and English, apparently.
Yeah, they do.
And yeah,
Fuck that.
that's all I
Lucky
have
for
to say.
them, I'm trilingual.
You can
baby.
catch me at the.notorious.ray. Follow us on Instagram as well.
Don't fucking follow me.
All right, go for it.
All right. I want all of you, if you're still awake, you're not petrified, scarified, horrified, tune in with your YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Amazon Music, Stitcher, Overcast, Castro, Castbox.
Yes, sir. Castbox.
Yeah, I didn't never heard of that shit. All right. Podfriend and Google Pods. Good Pods. Follow us on Instagram at TikTok at bro.monroe.show. That's at bro.monroe.show. Remember, those dots are very important.
Yeah, they are.
Bro, I gotta piss. Hurry up.
Peace.
Deuces.